This simple AI generated book is making around $200 every single day, and in this video I'm going to break down the exact process that this author used to generate this book, publish it on Amazon, and start making money from day one. So how do I know how much money this book is making? Well, first of all, Amazon is going to give us the bestseller rank of this book, which in this case is 8,500, which means that number one is the bestseller book, and the higher this number gets, the worse it is. In this case, 8,500 is a very good metric, so we can check and we can estimate through an extension called BookBeam the daily sales. So 8,500 BSR means 19 to 23 sales every single day, which translates to 104 to 126 royalties every single day. I know what you're thinking. You said $200, so this is not $200. Well, it's only for the paperback version. There's also the audiobook, which is ranking in an extra $24 to $38. The Kindle version, that is making an extra $11 to $20, and the hardcover, which is not making any money. So if we sum up all these different sources of income for one book, we get around $200. And let's think about this for a second. This book was published 8 months ago, so it means that the author did the job once, so he created the book most likely using AI, published it on Amazon, and it's making consistently $4, $5, $6,000 every single month since 8 months ago. And that's why publishing books on Amazon is such an underrated business. The way it works is you make sure that you find a niche with a lot of demand, like this one for example. You create a book, in this case using ChatGPT or whatever LLM that you want to use, so it's completely free. Then you publish the book on Amazon, which again is completely free. And when a customer buys your book, Amazon is going to print that book for you, ship the book for you, and is going to take care of everything for you, and you get to keep 60% of the royalties. And by the way, I know I said it already, but these estimated royalties are net profit. It's the amount that this guy receives in his bank every single day. So how do we know for sure if this niche has a lot of demand? Well, we can check, right? Customer also bought a red or similar items that may deliver to you quickly, and we can open a couple of books. So for example, this one, The World's Strangest Mystery, interesting stories, for example. Let's open something else. History Greatest Escape, History Strangest Mystery. So let's check if also this book are making money. So this one, for example, only makes $18 per month, which is not the best book that you can publish in my opinion. But let's check if it's selling in other versions. It's not making any money for the hardcover. The hardcover never makes a lot of money because it's much more expensive. And not making any money on the Kindle version. Let's check this one. This one is making around $1,000 per month on the paperback version. And an extra $20 to $25 on the Kindle version. So it's an extra $1,000 per month. Let's check this one. History's Great Escapes. Amazing True Stories of Freedom and Bravery. This one is making $35 per day, which means around $1,000 per month. So it's still good. Let's check the Kindle. Yeah, not less than $3 per day. So this book is making around $1,000 per month. History Strangest Mystery. Let's see, this one is making around $130 to $175. As you can see, the BSR is lower than one we saw before. What about the Kindle? Okay, the Kindle is not selling, so this book is making around $130 to $175. So around 4,000 to 5,000, maybe a few months, is making $6,000 per month. So since November 2024. So that's very, very good. Okay, now that we made sure that in this niche there's demand, we can actually create content, create a book in this niche. So how do we do that? First of all, let's check what this book is about. It's Unhinged History, the most wild, absurd, and unfiltered short stories that were not taught in school. Over 88 interesting and hilarious true stories for curious kids. So we know it's 88 interesting stories. And the total pages is 149. So that means there is roughly 2 pages per story. So let's check something else. If we scroll until we found the reviews, we can find some reviews showing the interior of the book. So it's basically just a collection of stories. History has rarely been this engaging, so it needs to be, of course, interesting stories. So the way I would do it is copy this, head over to Claude, and I'm gonna ask, I want to write a book about Unhinged History, the most wild, absurd, and unfiltered short stories. Create a prompt to generate a 150 page book with around 80 stories. The stories need to be the most wild, interesting, and attention grabbing stories I have ever heard. Create a prompt, create an in-depth prompt to do this task. The best way to create a very good prompt, if you're not a prompt engineer, is to ask an AI itself to write it for you. This way, we're gonna have a very good output that we're gonna use to create our book. So as you can see now, it's generating the prompt. You're writing a full nonfiction humor history book title. Of course, we're gonna change this. Book specs. Okay, we have everything we need here. Let's wait for Claude to finish this task. You see how complete this is. We have the story opener, the voice guidelines, we have story selection rules. Every story must be 100% historically documented real. Prioritized stories most people have never heard of. Perfect. So now we can copy this and give the prompt to Claude. Of course, it's not going to generate the whole book for us because it's going to take a long time. So it's going to go chapter by chapter. And this is a larger project. I'll generate all the stories in full. Okay, apparently it's going to do it for us. So now we can head over to Canva and start formatting the book. Okay, so on Canva we can create the project with 6 by 9 inches, which is the standard format for Amazon. We can also check what format they chose, and yeah, it's 6 by 9. And I'm also going to ask Claude to give me some ideas for the title of this book. I want to change the title for this book. Give me 5 different title ideas. They need to be original and SEO optimized for Amazon. History loses its mind. 80 unhinged true stories of lunatics, criminals, and kings who broke reality. This sounds nice. So we can head over to Canva, and this can be the name, the title of our book. So let's add the title here. Of course, we are going to modify. And once Claude finishes with the task, we can just copy and paste on Canva, and we have most of our book ready. Okay, so Claude finished generating the book for us, and let's see what it did. We have, okay, the title that we are going to change, the table of content. We have an author's note. Let's see what the author note says, so we can check the tone if it's nice. Let's get one thing straight before we dive in. Everything in this book actually happened, every single story. I know. I spent an embarrassing amount of time in archives, academic journals, and the dark corners of historiography, so you don't have to. What I found was not what I expected. I expected history. Okay, so that's interesting already. Let's see what kind of stories he came up with. Leaders gone completely off the rails. The Roman emperor who declared war on the ocean and won. Okay, I think this is interesting because the Roman emperor who declared war on the ocean is already interesting because it makes you think about like how can you declare war on an ocean, right? And then it says and won. So it gets even more interesting. So let's see also, I put some, okay, what the fuck factor. Nice. The president who tried to fight a Congress member's ghost. Fine. Andrew Jackson was so violently furious so often that he spent the last year of his life saying his only regret was that he hadn't shot more people. Okay, that's also interesting. The dictator who wrote romance novels in his spare times. Interesting. So we can actually just copy this and paste it on Canva. So the way I would do this is obviously format it nicely. Like this, add another page, paste it here. Trying to keep the same format as this. And once we finished with all the book, I can create a cover just simply by asking Claude, now I want to create a cover for my book. Give me a prompt for ideograms. And I'm going to show you what ideogram is. The title of the book will be, and that's the title. Okay, now we can head over to ideogram and test it out. Okay, now we are on ideogram and I just pasted the prompt here and it's going to generate the cover for us. Why I'm using ideogram is because it's the best tool to for the text, right? So we can already check the creation that he made. So history lost its mind, 8 unhinged true stories of lunatics, criminals, and kings who broke reality. So this looks already quite good, and it's a nice cover. We can create different prompts and try out different things. Here, as you can see, the text is not very well made, so I would skip this. History lost its mind. Actually, this one I think is the nicest. 80 unhinged true story of lunatics, criminals, and kings who broke reality. So I think this is quite well made, and we can already use this as a cover. So we have the book that Claude created for us. We have our cover, and we can go ahead and publish it on Amazon. Now, I'm not gonna actually show you how to post the book on Amazon because otherwise it would take too long and the video would be 2 hours video. But I do have a free school community that you can join, and you can actually take a masterclass where I go through all the things that you need to know to successfully research profitable niches, create great content, and post it on Amazon in order for you to make a lot of sales and reach the same results as I showed you in this video. So if you're interested in making extra income from Amazon by publishing simple books like that, you can find the link of our school community in the description. So you can just click on it, join, and check all the content that you might need.